Moving on, after sustaining a shock and grief of April 21st Easter Sunday attacks, Sri Lankan authorities, in their efforts to crack down the modus operandi involved in terrorism, have started monitoring foreign funds flowing to the mosque and madrasas in the island nation. Several politicians and Buddhist monks believe that the spread of ultra-conservative Wahhabism at an alarming rate could be one among the leads that culminated in deadly Easter Sunday bombings, a report.
In a move to curtail influence of Islamic fundamentalism in the country, the Sri Lankan government is taking steps towards monitoring the funds received by the mosques and madrasas operating in the island nation. Several politicians and Buddhist monks believe that the spread of ultra-conservative Islamism in the country is one among the reasons that culminated in deadly Easter bomb attacks. On April 21st, 9 terrorists blew themselves up in churches and luxury hotels, killing more than 250 people, plunging the country into a deep shock. Sri Lankan police have arrested a Wahhabi scholar in connection with the attack, and they are also poised to seize a Saudi-funded school soon. The Sri Lankan government also says it will monitor previously unchecked money flows from donors to the mosques on the Indian Ocean island.
This is the teaching through the religious teachers there and the hardliners who are influencing the local population in their version of the Islam, which is a little different from the other countries where there's secularism there. So they are promoting their agenda by opening the masjids and sending the preachers. Sri Lanka has suffered the worst ethnic clashes in the last few years, and this type of things Sri Lanka is getting into some other troubles. Sri Lanka is basically a Buddhist country where 70% population is Buddhist and only 10% are Muslim. So Muslim population is being attracted by these type of hardliners, and this resulted in the Easter bombing in which more than 250 people also got killed.
The outcry in Sri Lanka is the latest sign that Wahhabism, which critics deem a root cause of the jihadist threat for the South Asian countries, has spread at an alarming rate among the Muslim communities. Jihadist organizations, including Pakistan-backed Islamic State, which claimed responsibility for the Easter bombings, follow the extreme interpretation of Islamic fundamentalism. The alarming spread of Wahhabism among the religious communities of Sri Lanka could be established through these figures. There are 749 madrasas in Sri Lanka and 1 Islamic university. There are at least 10 major Muslim mosques in the island nation. At present, 90% of Sri Lanka's mosques are in the clutches of Wahhabi preachers, and 33 Sri Lankan Muslims are reported to have joined Islamic State.
They are spreading their version of Islamization, which is against certain other communities, and this disturbs the peace of the local country and also the harmony of the people. So Sri Lanka has to guard against this. They have succeeded to some extent because they have been able to infiltrate and create their hardliners there, open their masjids there, Wahhabi masjids which they call it. So they have been successful. That's why this resentment came in the form of an Easter attack in which a large number of people got killed. So they are able to influence the public, but the government has to take a firm stand and guard against all such infiltration and the provocative speeches by the hardliners.
The former president Mahinda Rajapaksa had earlier pointed out in an article that foreign elements are hell-bent on tearing Sri Lanka apart. The controversial speakers trained and dispatched by Saudi Arabia reportedly include Ismail Menk, Zakir Naik and Tariq Zamil, have a large influence on the Muslim communities residing in Sri Lanka. Although Ismail Menk has been banned in the United Kingdom and Singapore and Zakir Naik features in India's most wanted list, they still managed to garner a large number of followers in Sri Lanka and South Asian countries. Thus, the concerns of Buddhist monks and politicians in connection with Wahhabism on the island nation may create distrust among Muslim communities, but the stark connection they have established between Wahhabism and terrorism cannot be sidelined further.